In the annals of psychology, few rivalries burned brighter or ran deeper than that between titans Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung. Their bitter split not only redefined the course of psychoanalysis, but also left an indelible mark on the future of psychology itself. But why did these once close colleagues turn into fierce enemies? Join us as we delve deep into the psyche of this historic feud, exploring its origins, its evolution, and its lasting impact. You'll be surprised at the shocking revelations that led to one of the most dramatic breakups in history. Welcome back to our channel, where we bring you the most intriguing psychology content. Before we dive into the heart of the matter, here's a quick quiz to test your knowledge. Which of these theories is not associated with Sigmund Freud? Let us know in the comments below. Now let's get back to the main topic. Carl Jung, a name synonymous with analytical psychology, once stood as a devoted disciple of Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis. However, their relationship soured, eventually culminating in a public falling out. So what caused this rift between two of the most influential psychologists of the 20th century? To understand their bitter split, we must first examine their relationship's foundation. In the early 1900s, Vienna was a hotbed for intellectuals and artists, and it was here that Jung met Freud. Jung, initially a psychiatric physician, was immediately captivated by Freud's ideas and invited him to deliver a series of lectures in Zurich. This marked the beginning of a professional relationship that would soon evolve into a deep personal connection. Jung became a member of the International Psychoanalytic Association, contributing significantly to its early development. He even referred to Freud as his intellectual father. However, as Jung's own ideas began to take shape, subtle differences emerged between him and Freud. The first signs of trouble appeared when Jung disagreed with Freud's theory and dream interpretation. While Freud believed dreams were primarily a manifestation of repressed sexual desires, Jung saw them as a more complex reflection of the psyche, influenced by both conscious and unconscious elements. This divergence in thought was just the tip of the iceberg. The primary catalyst for their falling out was Jung's increasing interest in mystical and religious experiences, a subject that Freud, with his staunchly materialistic worldview, considered non-scientific and outside the realm of psychoanalysis. As Jung delved deeper into these esoteric topics, he began to view the human psyche through a more holistic lens, incorporating concepts like the collective unconscious and archetypes, which were at odds with Freud's more reductionist approach. Despite these ideological differences, the relationship between Freud and Jung remained cordial until Jung published Psychology of the Unconscious in 1912. In this book, Jung criticized Freud's theories, particularly his focus on sexuality, implicitly suggesting that Freud's ideas were more a reflection of his own neuroses than universal psychological truths. This marked a clear turning point in their relationship. Years later, in 1934, Jung spelled out his differences in a letter to a colleague, stating that his conflict with Freud was more one of principle than of person. But how did this clash of ideologies manifest itself? Why did these two giants of psychology part ways so dramatically? As mentioned earlier, sexuality was a central theme in Freud's work. He believed that all psychological conflicts stemmed from sexual urges, repressed or otherwise. Jung, however, found this reductionist, arguing that the psyche was far more complex, and that Freud's theories were skewed by his own personal biases. Jung proposed that the libido, or psychic energy, was not solely driven by sexual instincts, but could also be channeled into various aspects of life, such as work or creativity. He also challenged Freud's emphasis on the unconscious, arguing that the conscious mind played a more active role in shaping personality. Furthermore, Jung's concept of the collective unconscious, a universal storehouse of human experiences and memories, directly contradicted Freud's idea of the unconscious, which was believed to be unique to each individual. This divergence in thinking can be traced back to their differing views on religion and spirituality. Jung, who had a deep interest in religious symbolism, saw spirituality as a source of insight and wholeness. In contrast, Freud dismissed religion as a set of comforting, but ultimately illusory beliefs, a product of humans' need to escape the harsh realities of life. This fundamental disagreement over the nature of the psyche led to a complete breakdown in their relationship. The final nail in the coffin was Jung's critique of Freud's theories on child development, particularly his concept of the Oedipus complex. Jung believed that Freud's ideas about children's sexual desires for their opposite parents were based on misinterpretations of his patient's dreams and fantasies. This marked a clear departure from Freudian principles and solidified their differences. But the story doesn't end there. After Jung's criticisms became public, Freud responded with a scathing critique in a letter, labeling Jung's theories as unscientific and accusing him of betraying the psychoanalytic movement. This public fallout shocked the academic world and cast a long shadow over Jung's career. Freud's influence was so strong that Jung's reputation suffered greatly, forcing him to spend years rebuilding his career. Despite the vitriol exchanged, both men continued to make significant contributions to the field of psychology. Jung developed his theories of personality and analytical psychology, while Freud continued to refine his psychoanalytic techniques. However, their paths diverged significantly. Jung's analytical psychology placed a greater emphasis on the conscious mind and the importance of symbolism in understanding the psyche. He also introduced the concept of the archetype, a universal pattern of thought and behavior that resides in the collective unconscious. Jung's theories were highly influential in fields like literature and art, and his work paved the way for a more holistic understanding of the human psyche. On the other hand, Freud's psychoanalytic theory remained a dominant force in psychology, influencing everything from therapy techniques to literary criticism. His theories, while controversial, offered a groundbreaking exploration of the unconscious mind and its impact on human behavior. In the end, the split between Freud and Jung was a pivotal moment in the history of psychology. It led to the diversification of thought in the field, giving rise to new theories and approaches. Though their relationship ended bitterly, their combined legacy continues to shape the way we understand the complexities of the human mind. So what can we learn from this fascinating chapter in psychology's history? Firstly, the Freud-Jung feud highlights the importance of intellectual freedom. Both men dared to challenge each other's ideas, pushing the boundaries of psychological thought. Secondly, it shows the human side of intellectual giants. Despite their immense contributions, they were also driven by personal biases and emotions. Finally, the rivalry demonstrates the dynamic nature of psychological thought. Ideas evolve, change, and sometimes diverge, leading to new and innovative perspectives. As we reflect on the lives and work of Freud and Jung, we are reminded of the power of ideas to both unite and divide us. Their bitter split may be a thing of the past, but its impact on the future of psychology is timeless. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with others, and leave a comment below with your thoughts or any other topics you'd like us to cover. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to get notified when we release new videos. Stay curious and keep exploring the fascinating world of psychology with us. Until next time.